Brought to you by the closest star to our planet Earth is the Sun.
This looks like a job for
the Spherical Warrior. Professional liar, sun worshipper and a degree in indoctrination of children, defending fake space balls since the 80s.
Yes, it's the physically fit superhero who fights crime while maintaining strict adherence to the regulations of the International
Spherical
Association. Heel toe, heel
Science!
Fucking science, bro.
tourists. Think they can park like they do anywhere.
Move on. A domestic disturbance on 22nd. In progress.
Rooftop 1, understood. A little busier than I thought. I gapped the plugs last week. She's flooded. We'll have to walk, that's all. I mean, it's valid. Nobody's going anyplace.
You're acting very suspicious. I want to know what's going on. I want to know now.
Fucking science,
bro.
Damn, must have been the hell of them Stegosaurus. It's over century burning fossil fuel. Still ain't no shortages. I ain't saying I'm Neo, but I'm nothing short of a Morpheus. Fuck, thought this was a globe. I gotta check my coordinates. You could blame my disorderly conduct on my subordinates. If it ain't no Coriolis, who's to blame for New Orleans? Why the poorest people always get extorted by corporate giants? We don't boycott, we buy in. And
inertia is a property of matter. T minus 7 seconds.
I tell you the story, but I'm afraid you might not believe me.
You see, everything is spherical. Everything's like a ball, from the very largest scale to the very smallest scale. You see, it's gravity that packs things together. Things like atoms, they pack like little balls. And then planets and stars, they're like big round balls. Can you guys think of anything else that's big and round? They're collecting energy from a star way out in space, millions of kilometers from here. Do you know which star? That one! Consider the following. Here's the Earth, and way over here is the Sun. Now you can see that a very small amount of the Sun's energy actually hits the Earth. A tiny amount. But that energy is enough to sustain all the living things on Earth, including you, me, kumquats, and bananas. That's because the Sun is big. It's really big. I mean, it's very big. Way bigger than the Earth. Let me put it to you this way. How many Earths do you think would fit inside the Sun? 100? 1,000?
I don't know.
A million?
Bill.
You're getting close. If the Earth were this big, this is how many Earths you'd need to fill up that Sun. Here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. What? $1.3 million Earths. 1,300,000 Earths. Because the Sun is big. Is big.
109 Earths strung end to end to equal its diameter.
Those cars and trucks are running on fuel made from oil. Now, oil comes from ancient plants, which once got their energy from the Sun. That's because the Sun is big.
And The sun is hot, reaching temperatures of about 15 million degrees Celsius at its core.
Our sun is a star. And like all stars, it's really hot. I mean, it's very hot. 6,000 degrees Celsius.
Reaching temperatures of about 15 million degrees Celsius at its core.
Plants and animals and snack foods, which all got their energy from the sun.
I'm walking in the sun, and I have nowhere to run. I want to have some fun, 'cause I'm walking in the sun. Walking in the sun, I've nowhere to run. I want to have some fun, 'cause I'm walking in the sun.
This pretzel was heated with fuel made from ancient plants. And the wheat, the flour, oh, that's a plant. It got its energy from the sun.
I'm walking in the sun.
The sun is the source of energy for every living thing on Earth.
I am walking in the sun, and I have nowhere to run. I want to have some fun, 'cause I'm walking in the sun. Walking in the sun, I've nowhere to run. I want to have some fun, 'cause I'm walking in the sun.
The sun is beating down. Can you feel it? Not only is the sun hot, but almost all the energy that we use comes from the sun.
Walking in the sun, there's nowhere to run. I want to have some fun, 'cause I'm walking in the sun. Here we are. Here we are. Yeah. This one right here is for the people.
Some of the smartest dummies can't read the language of Egyptian mummies and a flag over a moon, and can't find food for the starving tummies. Pay no mind to the youths, cause it's not like the future depends on it. We'll save the animals in the zoo, cause the chimpanzee them a make big money. This is how the media villages, on TV the picture is savages and villages, and the scientists still can't explain the pyramids. Evangelists making a living on the videos of ribs of the little kids, stereotyping the image of the images, and this is what the image is. You buy a car, key points, and all of a sudden you are say Indiana Jones, and I take out the gold and take out the scrolls and even the bird bones. Some of the worst paparazzis I've ever seen and ever known, with the worst on display so the world can see, and that's all I will ever show. So the ones in the west will never move east and feel like it'll be a town. Get tricked by the beast, but the way them a go flee when the monster is fully grown. Solomonic lineage where them still can't defeat and them coulda never clone. A spiritual DNA that prints in my soul and I will forever own, Lord.
The sun only looks small because it is so far away. In fact, the sun is so large it would take 109 Earths strung end to end to equal its diameter.
That's because the sun is big.
Discovering the world before this world, a world buried in time, uncovered with rhymes. It gets no realer.
We born not knowing, are we born knowing all? We growing wiser, are we just growing tall? Can you read thoughts? Can you read palms? Can you predict the future? Can you see storms coming? The earth was flat, if you went too far you would fall off. Now the earth is round, if the shape change again everybody would have started laugh. The average man can't prove of most of the things that he chooses to speak of, and still run research and find out the root of the truth that you seek of. Scholars teach in universities and claim that they're smart and cunning. Tell them find a cure when we sneeze, and that's when their nose start running. And the rich get stitched up when we get cut. Wanna heal them broken bones in the bush with the wet mud. Can you read signs? Can you read stars? Can you make peace? Can you fight war? Can you milk cows even though you drive cars? Can you survive against all odds now?
It's crazy. When you feed people the truth, you don't know how they gonna react.
This must drive you fucking nuts.
I'm watching this film, nothing to do with this foolishness of a flat earth, but I'm watching this film and I get around, minute whatever, and I nudge Paul and I said, Paul, this movie just disproved the flat earth.
It's the middle of summer. Check the time, it's just after 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock midnight though.
He documents it. You can watch him.
See how my head is blocking the sun? The same thing's happening with the moon right now. The moon is blocking the sun. Then the moon casts a shadow on the Earth. And that's an eclipse. See the round shadow of the moon? Here's what we have. We've got a white piece of paper taped to this end of the box. Then at this end, we've cut a small hole, see? Then on the outside, taped a piece of aluminum foil. Then using a pin, I poked a small hole. That hole makes an image project through the box onto the paper. And you can observe the sun or a solar eclipse easily. Take a look. Science!
Fucking science, bro. Who wrote the Bible? Who wrote the Quran? And was it a lightning storm that gave birth to the earth and then dinosaurs were born? Who made up words? Who made up numbers? And what kind of spell is mankind under? Everything on the planet we preserve and can it. Microwave it, try it, no matter what, we'll survive it. What's you? What's man? What's human? Anything along the land we consuming, eating, deleting, ruin. Trying to get paper, gotta have land, gotta have acres. So I can sit back like Jack Nicholson, watch niggas play the game like the Lakers. In a world full of 52 fakers, gypsy seances, mystical prayers. You superstitious, throw soul over your shoulders, make a wish for the day, cuz like somebody got a doll of me, sticking needles in my artery, but I can't feel it. Sometimes it's like part of me, but I got a real big spirit, a fearless. Don't you try to grab hold of my soul. It's like a military soldier since 7 years old. I held real dead bodies in my arms, felt their body turn cold. Oh, why are we born in the first place if this is how we gotta go? Damn. Goes to all the wisdom and knowledge seekers of the world. Savali. Patience. Yeah.
Oh, look at that thing! Whoa, look! You see it just perfectly! They laughed at me! They laughed! Ah! Oh, well, hi. Just looking at the sun with a pinhole viewer. See, you should never look at the sun directly. You can hurt your eyes.
Now, we have been told, do not look at the sun, ever. It is dangerous, it will burn your pupils, and this is where it gets very interesting. You would think that with the blazing hot sun, that would kind of make sense. But then we get into the eclipse, and they say, do not ever look at an eclipse. It's like they don't want us to see something in the sky. Now, we've been told that the sun is extremely dangerous, and it will damage our eyes. Solar eclipses are incredibly even more dangerous. Never, ever to look at them while they occur in the sky. This is because of the sun. But what's interesting is we are told that the sun reflects off of the moon at night as we see the moon in the sky. Now, have you ever been told never to look at the moon? We know that's silly. Everyone looks at the moon. No one ever goes blind. We're told that the sun is 93 million miles away from the Earth. We're also told that the sun and the moon appear to be the same size in the sky. The explanation is the diameter of the sun is almost 400 times the size of the diameter of the moon. The distance of the moon to the sun is 400 times greater. Therefore, this is coincidence. There is never coincidence, and this is what we want to investigate. The model that we have been told is a lie.
When you see something like this, magic, or mystic, or psychic, or gravity, it's even wilder than that. It's, well, it's science. Yeah. So scientists made up a story, so people believed it for a long time. Watch.
Let's say this 10 baht is the sun, which in the heliocentric model has the Earth orbiting the sun because the sun is that much more massive than the Earth, despite our observations that the sun and the moon appear to be the same size. However, they are all contrived from equations made to fit the model that has the sun massive enough to pull the Earth around. The coin here has a certain value, 10 baht, so the sun in the mathematical equation is given a certain value. It must be massive enough to have all the gas which it is made up of, massive enough and dense enough to have enough gravity to pull a smaller Earth around, just based on the heliocentric concept, not necessarily observations, just the way the model is said to work. And of course there are many problems that come in with this concept. For example, with the moon apparently orbiting the Earth like this, what happens when the moon gets around here? How come it's not pulled in by the sun when it's closer to the sun? Apparently the Earth manages to cling on to the moon in its orbit even though it is going around that way. There are other things to think about that are complete fallacies with the heliocentric model. Here I've put a little piece of red Play-Doh on one side of the coin, and here we have a distant star that we are looking at in the heliocentric model. Here's the sun. So of course what happens is at night time, here's the sunlight side, here's the night side, when the Earth is over here and we are looking at a star up here in the sky, how come when we go around the sun 6 months later, our night side is facing that way, our daylight side is now facing this way towards the sun? How on earth is it possible for someone here on the night side to still be able to see a star that they could see when they were over here? It's impossible. That's one major fallacy of the heliocentric model, which really cannot be explained.
It's magic! It's science!
Fucking science, bro!
Sun worship. It is one of the oldest practices of pagan idolatry on Earth that can be traced to every continent and virtually every culture in the pre-Christian world. The oldest culture on Earth, Babylon, worshipped the sun whose name was Shamash. He was usually depicted as a circle with 8 rays of the sun. Sir E.A. Wallace Budge, one of the greatest antiquities scholars of the 20th century, analysed many of the Babylonian cylinder seals where Shamash is usually represented as rising between 2 mountains, for the Babylonians believed that each mountain had a door. When the sun rose in the east, it opened the eastern door in the morning, and when the sun set and disappeared in the west, it went through the western door in the evening. Babylon's younger sister culture, the Assyrians, worshipped the sun whose name was Asher, who was also their chief deity. He was usually depicted as a winged figure in a circle, sometimes with a bow and arrow in artwork when they were going to war. The Assyrians were heavily influenced by both the Babylonian and the Egyptian culture, where the Egyptian sun god, like the Assyrians, was also depicted as a circle with wings. Whether it was titled Ra or the Aten under the Pharaoh Akhenaten, it was the same pagan sun deity. In Volume 1 of History of Ancient Egypt, published in 1881, George Rawlinson, Camden Professor of Ancient History in the University of Oxford, documented how sun worship dominated every aspect of the ancient Egyptian culture. The Egyptians were profoundly religious. All knew that there was one God and understood that when worship was offered to Kem, or Neph, or Ptah, or Maut, or Thoth, or Ammon, the one God was worshipped under some one of his forms or in some one of his aspects. Ra was not a sun deity with a distinct and separate existence, but the supreme God acting in the sun, making his light to shine on the earth, warming, cheering, and blessing it, and so Ra might be worshipped with all the titles of honor. No matter what deity was worshipped in Egypt, it represented the sun god. And this pagan idolatry changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things, the Holy Scripture says.
Has a direct hotspot underneath it, with light radiating around that hotspot. This is 100% proof that the sun is close to us and not over 90 million miles away. This hotspot would not be possible if the sun were 90 million miles away. This is over 20 miles up, so I have no idea what's going on in your mind where you think this footage shot above Earth's atmosphere is showing the ocean. This is clearly a hot spot on the clouds, not the sea.
going to stop and I'm going to tell you a little story. The story is, a long time ago, actually, up until 500 years ago, everyone believed that the world was flat in an enclosed system with the sun, the moon, and the stars all inside the firmament, as the Bible calls it. It's interesting that all of a sudden Copernicus comes out and explains a new heliocentric model, and everything starts changing. Evolutions get introduced, everything for our existence, God gets pushed away, and yet the lies continue and people still believe everything that happens.
I left alone, my mind was blank. I needed time to think, get the memories from my mind. What did I see? Can I believe that what I saw that night was real and not just fantasy? Just what I saw in my own dreams were the reflections of my warped mind staring back at me. 'Cause in my dreams it's always there, the evil face that twists my mind and brings me to despair. 666, the number of the beast. Hell and fire respond to be released. Torches blazed, sacred chants were praised, and as they start to cry, their hands held to the sky. In the night, the fire's burning bright, the ritual has begun, Satan's work is done. 666, the number of the beast. Sacrifice is going on tonight.
That's not science. It's, well, you decide.
I'm coming back, I will return, and I'll possess your body, and I'll make you burn. I have the fire, I have the force, I have the power to make my evil take its course.
Aim, and that's of course for number 2. And this guy right here is for number 1. So they're sort of two slightly separate functions, but you can do a little, essentially both, by hanging on right here and doing number 1 and number 2.
You like a child, and they've stolen all your instincts to be wild. Maybe you swallowed all their
Tim Peake here, and welcome on board the International Space Station. Thank you so much for getting involved in my mission, and for wearing your mission patches, just like mine. It's fantastic being up here in space. I've been very busy getting to work on lots of experiments, and also to help another astronaut settle in.
Reporting for duty.
Miss Mouse. Miss Mouse did so well on her training that she got to come along too. Come on, Miss Mouse, let's show everybody what we can do in space.
It's not easy to believe the ones we all have trusted don't deceive. Maybe it's time to challenge life and see the whole world's been hypnotized.
And in case there are any conspiracy theorists out there, how would you prove to us that you're in zero gravity?
I would just do this for a while. In the swim, little mermaid, with your sword of truth. It's time to pierce the sky.
So, if the Earth is attracting us, why don't we, Paxi, me, the entire space station, why don't we just crash onto the Earth?
It's a cool question.
You on a magic ride. Come with me, I'll be your guide.
Today I woke up in a rage to find this life, this world is just a stage. Only the truth will set us free. So it's time for you to wake up just like me. Truth, it's time to pierce the sky.
Yes, it's late. We can't pretend. Our magic journey has to end. I'll take you home, back to your bed. You'll see me twinkling overhead. But don't be sad. I do intend to shine on you each night, my friend.
I'm full of you. Full of you.
Medieval warming period and the Roman warming period, those are just in Europe, and they're not representative.
Both sure. Carbon dioxide's rising. What's your point?
Okay.
No.
So here's the point: is it's rising extraordinarily fast. That's the difference between the bad old days and now. It's
carbon dioxide
much faster than ever in history.
Yeah, let him finish.
Well,
Mark, please. Let him finish.
It's the rate that's of great concern more than the actual.
And what do you put that rate down to, Bill?
Oh, it's human activity. I mean, you go back. This is what I say all the time. So you look in the ice, and you find bubbles of trapped gas from 200 years ago, let alone 1,000 years ago. There's nobody running around with a hypodermic needle injecting bubbles of gas in ancient ice cores. This will be the hottest 2 decades in history, in recorded history of human history. So as sea levels, as the world gets warmer, and I take it he doesn't disagree that the world's getting warmer.
There's no acceleration. Dutch Meteorological Institute said there's no acceleration. You can look at the data, the land-based data. There's no acceleration.
We just don't agree
sea
on
level.
the facts.
Where
So
it
we're not
goes
gonna get
to
anywhere.
scary and where the horror story is are in all these predictions. And they come out and say it's worse.
That is bullshit.
No shit.
And I saw this flash of light.
Don't bullshit me.
And it looked like a great idea. But really it wasn't. It was bullshit.
Bullshit.
And it was bullshit.
Bullshit.
In my eye. I don't care what bullshit you say.
You said so!
Now, if you believe bullshit, it's okay, you know?
Bullshit.
It's okay. It's a better lie.
Bullshit.
It just happens to be bullshit.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. That's all.
Darkness rising, calling out my name. Will it be changed or remain the same? I have fallen far from above, landing here with such a bomb. I tasted of the fruit and it's opened up my eyes. It's given me a thirst that's so hard to satisfy. Drink from juicy lips, delicious in a kiss. Allow yourself. I tasted of the fruit and it's opened up my eyes. It's given me a thirst that's so hard to satisfy. Drink from juicy lips, delicious in a kiss. Allow yourself. Illuminate me. The time is now. I know I've been seen. I just can't see how. When I'm hiding amid that throng, but nowhere is safe from the ancient song. I tasted of the fruit and it's opened up my eyes. It's given me a thirst that's so hard to satisfy. Drink from juicy lips, delicious in a
So take a look at this footage, and you're going to see night and day at the same time.
You probably wouldn't believe this if we didn't show you. Here's on our balcony. It's about 10 o'clock at night. And it's almost dark. It's amazing. You can see the moon shining and reflecting brilliantly on the water. But then as you pan to the left, it's actually still daylight over here.
So again, he's demonstrating how you get night and day at the same time. So again, understand, imagine if you're a few thousand miles towards this direction, you're not going to even see darkness whatsoever. So when you see, again, the flat earth model, as I demonstrated here, you'll understand exactly how this is accurate. I want to hear people that believe that we live in a spinning ball that's traveling 70,000 miles an hour, and somehow satellites and ISS travel along with us in the vacuum of space. Explain this.
That is a great question. And I can give you a real science answer.
What's your favorite planet? Pluto.
Can't get past the lies of science. They've been blinded by science, and that's what it's about. Now,
She blinded me with science.
let's take a look at this footage of this woman who recorded the same basic exact thing in a cruise in the Caribbean. Take a look.
Where the night ends.
There's your moon. A little bit darker, but again, you see how it's completely feasible. Again, if you're a few hundred miles, even maybe 1,000 miles, it's going to be completely illuminated sky. That's what it's all about. People can't see what's taking place because, again, they have been blinded by science.
It's science!
Fucking science, bro.
Far down a path of lies to admit that they've been deceived their entire lives. They can't get past it. No evidence is going to wake them up.
Because the sun is big.
The scarab beetle was one of the most famous of the Egyptian deities. It can be found everywhere. When the beetle rolled dung, the Egyptians superstitiously believed that the beetle was the sky god who was rolling the sun across the heavens. It was viewed as the emissary of the sun and was mentioned in the Egyptian Book of the Dead. And nearly every monument, manuscript or Egyptian artifact, the sun god is depicted with different deities and different pharaohs. In the Americas, the sun god was usually represented in human form, sometimes in a reserved seated position. In Mesoamerica, there were temples dedicated to the sun in places like Teotihuacan in Mexico, and the Aztecs, continuing from their predecessors, offered human sacrifices to him. While all the civilizations mentioned no longer exist, in India the sun god is still worshipped, and the name is Surya, and mantras or prayers are offered to it. The 13th century AD Konark Sun Temple that is still in use is adorned in its artwork with the same 8-rayed wheel or rays of the sun that was incorporated from the culture of ancient Babylon. There was one culture that amalgamated both the Eastern or Oriental culture and the Greek or Western culture into one, the Roman Empire. Having one of the most vast empires, its faithful soldiers were its strength, and it was renowned for its colosseums all over its empire, where its gladiators fought gruesome and bloody battles in its arenas, its entertainment industry or Hollywood of the day. Its famous sun deities were adopted from the East, and it was called Sol, where we get the name solar system.
We are the planets of the solar system, different sizes for everyone. The music never ends, we are such good friends, and we all orbit the sun.
Here comes the sun, rapping first on this track from the beginning. I'm the center of the solar system, planets be spinning around me, so hot.
These sun gods from Rome can still be found today. In this monument from ancient Rome, you can see a smiling sun within a wreath. This has now become the logo of the United Nations. Mithra was sometimes depicted with the rays of the sun coming out of his head, and this was the gift French Freemasons gave to the United States that is now called the Statue of Liberty. But when Rome was at its height, and when Caesar Augustus restored paganism to its zenith by rebuilding all the pagan temples, one was to be born that was to counteract the pagan idolatry of ancient Rome: Prince Emmanuel, the Lion of the tribe of Judah. When Jesus came to reverse the effects of the fall, he instituted two things that would clearly distinguish him from all the false sun gods that existed before him. And he said unto them, the Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath. Therefore the Son of Man is Lord also of the Sabbath. Jesus was crucified in a horrific death to pay the price of sin, and he died on one of the very insignias of the sun god, the cross. And it wasn't long before this symbol was incorporated into the church. When the ancients looked at the sun and saw its rays shining out from it, the cross later became a symbol for the sun.
So, the process of testing claims, the world is flat, the world is round, is what we call science. Now, if you have a claim that can't be tested, that's what we call pseudoscience. The difference between pseudoscience and regular science is whether or not you can test it. The round earth, well, that didn't stand up to tests. The flat earth did. The round earth, well, it's probably pseudoscience. Looks like that the earth is flat. The earth is flat. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. I'm out of here. Gee, what a movie. It just pulls you in. Thanks for watching.